Hello everyone, this is Jenn Espinosa-Goswami. I'm the health coach and motivational speaker over at Weightless, and if you are joining me live, please say hi in the comments, give me some hearts, give me some love or some thumbs up. I used to do weekly threads or live stream videos on Tuesdays, and I've been off of that schedule a little bit because I'm home with my kids for spring break, which has been wonderful and amazing and great. But we're towards the end of the week, and I just wanted to share something that came up for me, and I realized that this might be something that a lot of my clients struggle with in a slightly different variation of it, but I do feel it's important to address it because if I'm experiencing this in my personal life and in my business life, I'm sure that some of you who are watching this tonight might be experiencing this in your life as well. So the title of this is Money and Success, because those are two things that have been coming up a lot for me recently. And I just wanted to share some of the things that I've heard and experienced and see if any of you can relate to me or to the things I'm going through, especially when it comes to how you tend to spend money and how you tend to view success in your own life. So this recently came up. Many of you know I'm a full-time health coach, and I just became a full-time health coach back in October of last year, which was an amazing, exciting opportunity for me. I had been working in a corporate life for a long, long time, 15 plus years, and it's the only life I'd ever known. I came from a family of folks who worked for the man, whether it was a government setting or a private setting. So, that's just the only world I've ever known. And my siblings also work hourly types of jobs and or have worked multiple jobs at the same time. So my family very much values hard work and trading, time for dollars kind of mentality. And so I've had some things that I'm bumping up across in terms of how I feel as a work-at-home mom, how I feel as an entrepreneur, how I view my time, how I view my investments when it comes to either my business or my personal life, and some challenges that I have around that. So again, if you're watching me live, please say hi in the comments so I know who's joining me. First of all, let's talk about money. What feels good to you? Like what words come up to you when you hear the word money? And it doesn't have to be all of your positive feelings. It could be just your feelings in general. To give you a little background on me and what comes up for me when it comes to money is it's something that allows me to live the life I enjoy, but it's not something that I pursue for the sake of money, which is causing some issues in my life because I am in a family where money is not just a vehicle or a way to get what you want. Money is also a status. Money is a measure of success and that sort of thing. And so I'm coming up across these different mindsets around money in my family, with my friends, with other situations that are going on. And I'm finding myself very stuck and very conflicted. And unfortunately, that's coming up in more than just my personal life. I'm sure it's bleeding over into my business life. So some of you know I work privately with folks who want to improve their health. And one of the number one concerns I see when I'm having these conversations with potential clients is I will ask them, I will say, do you have a budget set aside for your health? And almost 100% of the time people will say no. And I get that because I went cheap and dirty and all that good stuff when I was losing weight. So I completely understand being on a budget. I grew up in a couponing family where there was a single income for several years. I know what it's like to shop at Goodwill and to, buy hand-me-downs and that sort of thing. That's the only world I know. So I can understand the challenge with trying to shell out money for something that you feel you can do on your own. I'm very much a do-it-yourself kind of person, and I very much admire people who are do-it-yourselfers. However, as I've been exploring my business, expanding my business, growing my business, I'm realizing that there are plenty of experts out there who can help me achieve greater levels of success in my life, and those people cost money. I'm not saying that you have to spend money to reach success. You don't necessarily have to do so, but you have to be able to mentally, physically, spiritually, what have you, inhabit a different mindset in order to reach different levels of success. And this is well known. The whole feeling of what got you here won't get you there, that sort of thing. This is a fact. This is something that you're going to come across no matter where you are in your life or what stage you're trying to get to. you do have to put some skin in the game in order to get the kind of wild and unlimited success that you may be looking for. So when it comes to health, a lot of people will try to nickel and dime. Like they'll say, oh, I'll do whatever it takes. And then when it comes to hearing what the investment is or what the value of a program is, because really at the end of the day, if you feel happy and healthy and confident in your skin, that is like, there's no price tag on that, right? That is amazing. That's a feeling you cannot get no matter what. So it's interesting when people say, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And yet when it comes down to the punch, they'll say, oh, well, I'm going to comparison shop. I'm going to look around. I'm going to look at my choices. I'm going to talk to whoever. Those things are good, but sometimes there are also delay tactics. So I would like to learn from you. First of all, what comes up for you when you hear the word money? Like, do you have a feeling in your head, your gut, what have you, of sinking, or a feeling of jealousy, or a feeling of I don't need it in my life, or anything of that, more on the negative side? Or do you have a feeling of I love money, money comes to me, I'm attracted to money, I want more money, what have you? To me, when I grew up, that was not a good thing. Like, people who had an abundance of money were not the type of people I hung out with. So I had different connotations around that, right? I wasn't rich, and I didn't understand people who are rich. They think they have a different perspective on life, and they look at things differently. And just to share a quick story for you. So I have a cousin in town, my husband's cousin, who is very well off. He earns great money. He works hard for his money. His wife earns great money. She's a lawyer. He's in technology. So they both together earn a very good income, and they only have one child. Now, before that, they were traveling all over the country. They were, movers and shakers. So they worked very hard. I never questioned that was the case. But they didn't come from a couponing type of lifestyle. So when I was out with them and we were eating at a restaurant, I brought my coupons, trying to save a buck. I'm always in the save a buck kind of mentality. So I put the coupon out to help pay for what we had just eaten, because if you save money, it's the same as paying for it, right? And he brushed me aside, and he didn't even look at the coupon. He just threw his plastic out there and said, oh, whatever, we got it. And I felt insulted, and I felt offended. So I'm always that person who has the mindset of chasing a deal, looking for something that's, percentage off, discount, 2 for the price of 1, that sort of thing. I'm highly attracted to those types of things, and that is holding me back. So if that describes you when it comes to your health, if you don't have a budget for health, if you literally will say, well, I will spend whatever money at the grocery store that it takes to buy healthy food, and yet I won't invest in myself in terms of, improving my mindset around how I'm eating that food, or where I'm preparing that food, or what that looks like for my life, you might want to shift your perspective a little bit and understand if that is serving you or not serving you. And also, I'd like to throw in there the whole idea of success. I personally know people who have spent tens of thousands of dollars for a weight loss solution, and they have been successful because it was one of those higher priced programs and it worked for them. Now, the interesting thing about that is they were successful as long as they were a part of that program, and yet when they ended the program, because no one has infinite amounts of money and can be on a program for life, the weight came back. And that's not what my programs do for you. My programs don't help you figure it out while you're in the thick of things. They help you figure it out alongside your normal life. So I have clients who, even 1 or 2 years after they've worked with me, tell me that they're still maintaining, and this is a big word, maintaining the same level of success even later than they were when they were working with me. And that is my promise and my guarantee, is the kinds of lifestyle changes that we work on are very sustainable, will be things that you can maintain, and will shift your idea of what success looks like. I need to shift my idea of what success looks like from a financial standpoint in my business and my personal life. And maybe, just maybe, you would be better served by shifting your mindset around success when it comes to health and weight loss. Because there are lots of short-term fixes out there. There are lots of band-aids. There are lots of possibilities. But if these possibilities are short-term, is that really success? If someone loses 100 pounds and then regains half of that weight back, is that success? Is that lack of success? Is that a failure? Is that not a failure? Only you can decide what success looks like for you. But I encourage you to have that conversation in your head, in your journal, with your partner, with your spouse. If you have an accountability partner, with an accountability partner, or if you're feeling brave, share with me. What do you feel about money? Was the first thing I asked. What do you feel about money? For me, money sometimes has a negative connotation, and that is showing up in my life. And the second part of that question is, what does health success look and feel like to you? And the kinds of money you've spent on your health to date, has that aligned with what success looks like for you? So for example, if you're someone who's like, well, success means I look and feel good, I'm able to buy the things I want, I understand how to make my food, I understand what fitness plan serves me best. If that's what success looks like to you, and you've invested in programs or, support in the past, and you have not achieved those goals or those targets, or have not sustained those, maybe it's time to find a different solution, or to shift how you can approach your success. Maybe it's not finding the cheap and easy and free. Maybe it's investing in yourself on the front end for coaching and accountability and lifelong changes, so that you are still a success 5 or 10 years from now. That is my passion and why I do the work I do as a health coach. I don't offer any products because I know, I can guarantee you, there's not a single product you can purchase every month for the rest of your life until you die. I guarantee that until you join someone's team. But also what I guarantee to you is the only way you can sustain and reach a level of success when it comes to your health is to continuously improve and to work the process and to get the kind of support that you need to get there. And yes, sometimes that requires an upfront investment that doesn't feel terribly comfortable right now, and that's okay. It took me several phone calls with my previous business coach for me to invest in her year-long program. Because for me, a year is a long-term commitment for a business coach, and there are plenty of people who agree with me on that stance. And for another, it was more money than I had ever spent on anything. So again, that's part of my money story. You have your own money story. But if you find that you hesitate to invest in your health, whether that's joining a support group, doing a medically supervised program, purchasing supplements, whatever that looks like to you, if you're hesitant to invest in your health, are you really saving yourself money by not investing up front? Or are you finding that you're not reaching the level of success that you really yearn for in your heart of hearts and have yet to find? And then maybe it's time to shift how you view investment in health. Like, only you can determine what feels comfortable for you. But if it feels comfortable, then you can probably push it and poke it and prod it and examine it a little bit deeper than you feel comfortable with. Because when you're uncomfortable, that's when you start doing things that you have not been willing to do before. Sorry, this has become a little long-winded. This is Jenn Espinosa-Goswami. I'm talking to you today about money and success. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know if you're ready to invest in yourself up front, because I have some wonderful programs and wonderful options. My favorite option right now, which is not a huge investment, but it is a great start to committing to yourself and to your health, is my Body Bliss Boot Camp. This is only a $97 program for 4 weeks, but it's a great kickstart and a great taste test of the kind of work that I do with my private coaching clients. So it's a very abbreviated version of my 6-month private coaching commitment that I ask for my clients. It's a good way for you to understand how to meal plan without counting anything, because that's really important to me. I hope it's important to you. I hope you're tired of counting things. If so, then this program is for you. And it's really important for me to find ways to stay fit outside of a gym. A gym is not the end all be all in terms of fitness. And I like to explore more creative ways that you can get fit and still have fun. What's the point if you're not having fun? And then finally, we talk about mindset. So this is a key element that many short-term programs just don't have the time to get into, but I can get into it with you in 4 weeks' time. And it comes complete with a workbook. It comes complete with everything you need: videos, worksheets, graphics, ideas for affirmations, everything you possibly need to kind of reset your ideas of money and success and long-term health strategy, because that's where I geek out, is on strategy. So I'll pop the link for the Body Bliss Bootcamp, which is only $97 for a 4-week program. Self-paced. Once you purchase, you can start doing it right away. I'll put the link in the comments here so that if you are willing to invest in yourself, or you want to get that jump start or a taste test of what it's like to work with me, I'd love to have you join this program. I invite your questions and comments to see what it is you're looking for from me. But thank you so much for joining me this evening. I continue to work on my money mindset. I continue to work on my success, my strategies, and what success looks like to me. And I encourage you to keep working on these things for yourself when it comes to your health or your personal investments, because you are worth any amount of money that you are willing to part with to improve yourself. And I guarantee that will always be 100% true. You're beautiful and awesome, and you deserve body bliss. Thank you for joining me tonight, and have a great evening.